but he wouldn't walk past me. He would be like, hey, I would be like, hey, you know what I mean? But before that, bro, every time he passed me, he's like, and then I figured out that's just how he dealt with things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We understood that the prize is the championship. So we're no friends right now, bro. And I got that. But after like 3 years after me competing every time, I was like,
Usain Bolt just broke his silence on one of the most controversial moments of his rivalry with Justin Gatlin, and his revelation changes everything. For years, fans have speculated about the infamous lane spat incident from 2011, but now, Bolt is finally setting the record straight. Speaking on the Ready, Set, Go podcast with Rod Green, the sprint legend pulled back the curtain on the mind games, tension, and psychological warfare that fueled his battles with Gatlin. From shocking disrespect to the untold truth behind their fierce competition, this is a side of Bolt you've never heard before.
The rumors of Justin Gatlin coming back to the track and field. In 05, they say this thing about him spitting in your lane or something like that. Was that true? Did he spit in your lane?
Did I? I don't even know if I did.
Oh, it was.
We're gonna bring it. We're gonna bring it.
I had to really.
It was our first.
I'm watching the documentary thinking like.
It was our first race together. It was in Zagreb. I can never forget.
He ain't never gonna forget it.
After a couple of years, Bolt finally revealed, addressing an incident that has been the subject of speculation for over a decade among track enthusiasts. He said, "I'll never forget it. I ran my race, and as I was coming back, he was walking. He does that, and then he kind of sped across my lane." This confrontation occurred during a particularly significant moment in their rivalry, as Gatlin was making his competitive return following a doping ban and facing Bolt for the first time since his comeback.
And I can't never forget. I ran out. I was coming back, and he's walking. You know he's walking. He does, and he kind of sped across my lane, and I looked up and I smiled because I understood that he's just trying to intimidate me. But I'm not worried about
you. So you
right
did
now.
spit in this man's lane.
Yeah.
Listen, bro.
I could never forget, man. It was
so the rumor is true.
I could never forget. It was our first race we ever ran together.
The stakes were extraordinarily high for both athletes. Bolt was looking to bounce back after a shocking disqualification at the World Championships due to a false start, while Gatlin was eager to prove himself against the established king of sprinting after his suspension. Despite taking a cautious approach to avoid another disqualification, Bolt still dominated the race with a season-best time of 9.85 seconds, spoiling what was supposed to be Gatlin's triumphant return to elite competition. This revelation particularly stunning is how Bolt interpreted the incident at the time and how he chose to respond to what appeared to be a clear attempt at intimidation from his American rival. Rather than confronting Gatlin or making a public issue of the disrespectful act, Bolt revealed that he simply looked up and smiled because I knew he was trying to intimidate me, but I wasn't worried about him. The thing is, I was so focused. I don't even think at that moment I was trying to do any of those little petty mind games, you know what I'm saying? This response offers a fascinating glimpse into the psychological makeup that helped make Bolt the greatest sprinter in history. The ability to recognize mind games for what they were while maintaining an unshakable focus on his own performance. His decision to share this perspective now, years after both athletes have retired from competition, demonstrates the lasting impact these psychological battles had, even on someone who appeared outwardly unaffected by them during his career. But wait, there is more. The podcast created an unexpected moment of reconciliation when host Rod Green later confronted Gatlin about the incident, giving the American sprinter an opportunity to address his actions. Gatlin's response was immediate. I apologize. Yo, it wasn't even anything bad. Nah, I just, I do him like that. He's always hard on me. I'm always hard on him.
I'm not worried about
you.
So
you right did now. Spit in this man's lane.
Yeah.
Listen, bro.
I could never forget, man. It was
so the rumor is true.
I could never forget. It was our first race we
crazy.
ever ran together in Zagreb.
I remember the race.
Do you apologize for spitting?
I apologize.
It's not even anything bad.
No. I just I do
competing.
I do him like that though. I do.
He always hard on me.
Always hard on him though.
He's my MJ dog. He keep me grounded.
Yeah.
But the thing is, for me, is like
This acknowledgement and apology from Gatlin adds another layer to the complex relationship between these two sprinting giants, suggesting that what appeared to outsiders as disrespect was, in Gatlin's mind, simply part of the competitive back and forth that defined their rivalry. The contrast between how the incident was perceived by fans and how it was understood by the athletes themselves highlights the intense but ultimately respectful competition that existed between them, where psychological tactics were fair game but remained within the bounds of professional sportsmanship.
Bolt gets away quite well. Gatlin's away, and Gatlin looks to me to be going well. St Kitts and Nevis going well. Look at this from Gatlin, and Gatlin, is Bolt going to take it, or Gatlin gets it?
The timing of Bolt's decision to address this incident coincides with broader revelations about the psychological dimensions of their legendary rivalry, including a surprising moment of vulnerability from Gatlin before their iconic 2015 World Championship showdown. Heading into that competition, the dynamic between the two sprinters had shifted dramatically. Gatlin was dominating the season with consistent sub-9.8-second performances and a blistering 9.74, while Bolt struggled with injuries and had only managed 9.87 as his season best. For perhaps the first time in their rivalry, Bolt wasn't the favorite. Then, in an unexpected breach of their pre-race protocol, Gatlin spoke to Bolt in the warm-up area, asking, "Yo, you ready to go?" This unusual interaction caught Bolt off guard. As he noted, "I was surprised because I didn't expect him to say that. I was like, yeah, cool." The significance of this moment wasn't lost on the Jamaican superstar, who immediately recognized what it revealed. Ah, shit, he's nervous. And that helped because now I know he's nervous. I'm nervous too. This psychological insight proved crucial in what became one of their most dramatic confrontations. Despite Gatlin's early lead through the first 50 to 60 meters of the race, Bolt surged ahead when it mattered most, crossing the finish line just 0.01 seconds ahead of his rival. The difference in a race decided by such a minuscule margin? According to Bolt, it was understanding that despite Gatlin's dominant season and his own struggles, they were both feeling the pressure of the moment. This revelation, combined with Bolt's disclosure about the 2011 lane incident, offers fans an unprecedented look at the mental chess match that was occurring alongside the physical battle whenever these two sprint titans faced each other on the track. These insights transform our understanding of their rivalry from a simple competition of speed to a complex psychological duel where every interaction, no matter how small, could provide a critical edge. The Bolt-Gatlin rivalry stands as one of the most compelling in sprinting history, with their competitions routinely drawing global attention and often representing broader narratives about the sport itself. Their clashes at the 2015 World Championships in Beijing, where Gatlin faltered in the final meters, and the dramatic 2017 showdown in London, where Gatlin finally defeated Bolt in the Jamaicans' farewell competition, were defining moments in track and field. What makes Bolt's recent revelations particularly valuable is how they illuminate the psychological undercurrents that helped shape these historic races. For fans who witness these moments, understanding the mental warfare that accompanied the physical competition adds rich new dimensions to races they thought they understood completely. What appeared to be simple displays of speed and power were, in fact, complex encounters where psychological resilience often made the difference between victory and defeat at the highest levels of the sport. As both sprinters have moved into retirement, these revelations about their competitive psychology offer valuable insights not just for track fans, but for anyone interested in the mental aspects of elite performance. Bolt's ability to recognize intimidation tactics without being rattled by them, and his skill in detecting vulnerability in a dominant opponent, speak to the psychological mastery that complemented his physical gifts. Meanwhile, Gatlin's willingness to acknowledge and apologize for past mind games demonstrates the respect that ultimately existed between these fierce competitors despite the intensity of their rivalry. Together, their stories reveal that beneath the explosive races that captured the world's attention was a nuanced battle of wills and minds that was as compelling as the physical competition that played out over 100 meters of track. What do you think was the biggest factor in Bolt and Gatlin's rivalry? Physical ability or mental strength? Share your thoughts in the comments and don't forget to like and share for more updates.
I mean, it's a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of about time. that we got our opportunity to share our stories and have the biggest moment ever watched.
The 2025 indoor track season just gave us one of its most exciting moments at the New Balance Indoor Grand Prix in Boston. Everyone was waiting to see what would happen when two Olympic champions, Noah Lyles and Marcel Jacobs, faced off in the 60-meter sprint. Lyles came in as the current Olympic 100-meter champion, while Jacobs was still remembered for his stunning Tokyo Olympics victory. The crowd at Boston was buzzing with excitement, knowing they were about to watch something special. Before the race even started, people couldn't stop talking about who would come out on top. The drama started early in the semi-finals, and it was almost like watching a movie. Jacobs, who many expected to cruise through, barely made it to the finals with a disappointing time of 6.69 seconds. This was shocking for someone who used to dominate indoor sprints. Meanwhile, Lyles looked completely in control, winning his semi-final heat with a powerful 6.55 seconds. Just when everyone thought Jacobs wouldn't make it to the final, fate stepped in. Another athlete's injury opened up a spot, and Jacobs got his second chance. When the final race began, the stadium was electric with anticipation. 8 of the world's fastest men lined up, but all eyes were on lanes 4 and 5, where Lyles and Jacobs stood ready. As soon as the gun went off, Lyles showed why he's considered the world's fastest man right now. By the halfway point of the race, he was already pulling away from everyone else. His form looked perfect, his speed was incredible, and there was nothing anyone could do about it. The finish wasn't even close. Lyles crossed the line in an impressive 6.52 seconds, leaving everyone else fighting for second place.
They're away cleanly. It is a fast start from Trayvon Bromwell and from Terence Jones. Noah Lyles driving hard here in the middle. It is going to be a win for Noah Lyles. Outside 6:50 this year, but an important win for Noah Lyles. He looks very pleased with that. He didn't get the perfect start. I've got to say his start was better last year.
He's got the job done there, Noah Lyles. He was, as you
Terence Jones from the Bahamas managed to grab second with 6.57 seconds, while PJ Austin took third in 6.60 seconds. Jacobs, the former indoor world champion, had to settle for fourth place with a time of 6.63 seconds. Even former world indoor champion Trayvon Bromwell couldn't keep up, finishing fifth. After the race, Lyles showed why he's not just a great athlete, but also a star. "I'm trying to transcend my sport," he said, making it clear that winning Olympic gold wasn't enough. He wants to win everywhere he goes because he's the world's fastest man. This wasn't just trash talk, he backed it up with his performance. His victory sent a clear message to everyone in track and field. 2025 is going to be Noah Lyles' year.
Oh yeah, I've been, this is our third year in a row bringing in the walk-ins, so I'm very proud to see that it didn't die in the first year, and I'm glad to see more and more people doing it.
For Jacobs, this race showed how much work he has ahead of him. Just a few years ago, he was the one everyone was chasing after his Tokyo Olympics triumph. Now he's struggling to keep up with the new generation of sprinters. His fourth-place finish isn't just a loss. It's a sign that the sprinting world has moved on, and he'll need to find something special to get back to the top. This race means even more when you think about what's coming up this year. With major championships on the horizon, Lyles has shown he's ready to defend his titles. His time of 6.52 seconds isn't just fast. It's a warning to every other sprinter out there. He's not just winning race, he's dominating them and doing it with style. But wait, there is more. For track and field fans, this race revealed something important about where sprinting is heading in 2025. Lyles isn't just winning, he's changing how people think about sprinting. His ability to dominate both indoor and outdoor events shows he's become a complete sprinter. Most athletes are either better indoors or outdoors, but Lyles seems unstoppable in both. This versatility makes him especially dangerous as the season moves forward. The technical side of Lyles' victory is worth looking at closely. His start, which used to be his weak point, has improved dramatically. He's now getting out of the blocks faster and stronger than ever before. By the 30-meter mark of the 60-meter race, he was already pulling away from the field. This is particularly impressive because the 60 meters is usually where specialists in short sprints have an advantage. Lyles proved he can beat anyone, even at their own game. What makes this win even more impressive is that it was only Lyles' second race of 25. Athletes usually need several races to reach their peak form, but Lyles is already running times that most sprinters would be happy with at the end of their season. His time of 6.52 seconds wasn't just fast enough to win, it was the kind of performance that makes other athletes wonder if they can catch up at all. The impact on Jacobs can't be ignored. After dominating the indoor circuit in previous years, including winning the World Indoor title, he now faces serious questions about his future. His time of 6.63 seconds would be good for most sprinters, but for someone who once ran 6.41 seconds, it shows how far he's fallen from his peak. The indoor season has just started, but Jacobs already has a lot of work to do if he wants to challenge for major titles this year. Looking at the rest of the field shows how deep sprinting talent has become. Terrence Jones, the NCAA record holder, proved he belongs with the elite by finishing second. PJ Austin's third-place finish shows there's a new generation of sprinters ready to challenge the established stars. Even Trayvon Brommel, a former world indoor champion, found himself watching the backs of younger athletes. The atmosphere in the Boston Stadium showed how much this race meant to everyone. Every time Lyles runs now, people expect something special, and he delivered. The crowd was on their feet for the final 20 meters, watching him pull away from world-class sprinters like they were standing still. This wasn't just a race, it was a statement about who's in charge of men's sprinting right now. For the rest of 2025, other sprinters will have to figure out how to deal with this new, improved version of Noah Lyles. He's not just fast, he's confident, consistent, and seems to be getting better with every race. His goal of transcending the sport doesn't seem like just talk anymore. He's backing it up with performances that are hard to ignore. Noah Lyles' victory in Boston cements him as the undisputed king of sprinting. It's not just about speed, it's about dominance, consistency, and clutch performances. As the season continues, one thing is clear: he's the man to beat. Can anyone challenge Noah Lyles? Share your thoughts in the comments section and subscribe to our channel for more updates.
You can admire someone and you can respect someone in track and field in any sport, but if you start letting them become your idol, then it becomes a point of you're going to put them on this pedestal that you won't be able to break.
Something big is about to go down at the 2025 Boston Indoor Grand Prix. The men's 60-meter sprint has become more than just another indoor race. It's turned into a preview of the entire sprint season. After Noah Lyles' recent season opener of 6.62 seconds, all eyes are on how this story will unfold in Boston, where he's made history 2 years running.
Put Usain Bolt on, this is an amazing guy, he broke the world record, yes he did all that stuff, but it's not impossible to break that record because he had to break somebody else's record.
Let's look back at how this rivalry has built up over recent years. In 2023, Lyles and Brommel gave us a race to remember in Boston. Lyles came out on top with a personal best of 6.51 seconds, showing the world his start was catching up to his famous top-end speed. This victory wasn't just about the numbers, it launched Lyles into an incredible outdoor season where he claimed both the 100 meters and 200 meters world titles in Budapest, running impressive times of 9.83 and 19.52 seconds. The Boston race had become his springboard to greatness.
Brommel got a better start than Lyles, that's for sure. On the inside, Kemp got away well as well. But as we see Noah Lyles start to come through, that's very close. Brommel got away better. Noah Lyles coming through with momentum. He has got it. 6:51, a new lifetime best for Noah Lyles. 0.04 of a second off it. And once again, Noah Lyles backs it up with the numbers.
The 2024 edition raised the stakes even higher. Lyles returned to Boston and shocked everyone with a massive improvement, running 6.44 seconds. This time, he didn't just beat Brommel. He took down a field that included Johan Blake, Ronnie Baker, and Fred Curley. Once again, the Boston performance set the tone for his year, leading to that unforgettable Olympic 100-meter final where he claimed gold.